cat detective in the wrong part of town. A story inspired by Dr. Seuss's artwork by the same name. It was a warm night. I had just received a call from an unknown number. I turned left onto Venice Street. I had decided to pick up a snack from the local Elkip shop, a quaint little place run by a couple with a love for all things spicy. I didn't stick around to chat. I'd have to be off in a hurry to make it to the last train of the night. I almost got my tail stuck in the door, but I made it on the train without a second to spare. I had the cabin to myself except for a homeless Swami Swan who had held up in the corner for the night, getting what little rest he could find. I appreciated the time to myself, and not just because I'm a cat. I took the opportunity to think on the chilling information I had just heard over the phone, an anonymous tip about a murder about to take place tonight, the third in a string of seemingly random murders. The conditions for hearing this information were that I not contact the authorities, and that the murder be allowed to take place. Then, and only then, I'd be able to bag the crook. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe someone got wise on the event about to take place, but realized they would benefit if it were allowed to happen. And just to be sure they weren't next, they called me, possibly a spouse of tonight's victim. Could be there's a lot of life insurance about to get cashed in the morning. I don't know, hard to say. Of course I couldn't pass the opportunity to get the most wanted criminal in the city, so I reluctantly accepted the conditions. I stepped off the train, the last stop of the part of the city I was told to go over the phone. Yinktown. Take a turn down the wrong alley here and you could get boxed by a Gox. I made my way down a flight of stairs that led to the street. The roads were clean. The inks make sure of that by painting them with yellow ink. But the buildings were crude and predominantly triangular in shape, and fiendish in the way that they arched over you. There wasn't a person in sight. I walked down the road till I came to a dead tree, the second landmark I had been told about over the phone. I scaled a nearby building and made my way onto the roof. I'd have to be careful not to run into any chimneys. A fall from this height would take the last of my 9 lives. An unknowing cat could get lost on these rooftops, the way they twist and decept, making them maze-like. But I've been in the wrong part of town before. I hopped from roof to roof until I got to one just across from a window of a building I'd been told about over the phone. I got out my telescope and waited. It wasn't long before a light turned on in an apartment. I wrapped my tail around the soffit coming out of the roof. What I saw next, nobody would ever believe.